She was smart, funny, and fearless, and for a while one of the biggest stars in Hollywood.
Easy, miss. I've got you.
You've got me? Who's got you?
But behind that bright smile and sharp wit was a woman fighting battles that few people could see. This is the story of Margot Kidder, the actress who brought Lois Lane to life, but whose own life fell into chaos, leading to a shocking breakdown. Margot Kidder was born Margaret Ruth Kidder in the frozen mining town of Yellowknife, Canada. Her father, Kendall, was an explosives expert from New Mexico, and her mother, Jill, was a history teacher from British Columbia. Margot was a bright, spirited kid with a mischievous smile. Even as a child, she dreamed big. She kept a diary where she wrote about her dream of becoming a movie star, and deep down, she truly believed it would happen. But there was something else going on. From a very young age, Margot often struggled with mood swings she couldn't explain. She could feel on top of the world one day and fall into a deep, dark pit the next. Her family moved constantly because of her father's job, and Margot attended 11 schools in 12 years. It didn't help her sense of stability, but it did make her adaptable, a skill that would serve her later in life. To help her find structure, her parents sent her to boarding school. It was there that she discovered acting. She played Juliet in Romeo and Juliet and felt for the first time like she belonged. The applause, the attention, it felt like home. So after graduation, she made a bold move. She packed a bag and headed for Los Angeles. Hollywood wasn't easy. Margot faced rejection, sexism, and constant self-doubt, but she refused to quit. Eventually, she landed her first film role in Norman Jewison's Gaily Gaily, followed by a starring role opposite Gene Wilder in Quacks Her Fortune Has a Cousin in the Bronx. But after a stinging comment from the director, she lost confidence and stepped away from film. She moved to New York, took acting lessons, and scraped by on TV work. When her savings ran out, she returned to Hollywood, and that's when fate intervened. She moved in with fellow actress Jennifer Salt, and their home quickly became a creative hub for a group of unknown young filmmakers. Martin Scorsese, Brian De Palma, Steven Spielberg, among them. They'd stay up late, drinking wine and talking about movies they wanted to make, roles they wanted to play, and how they were going to change Hollywood. It was an incredible moment in time, and Margot was right in the middle of it. That Christmas, De Palma handed her a script he'd written, Sisters. She starred in it, and the film became a critical hit. Overnight, Margot Kidder was Hollywood's next big thing. The roles started rolling in. Black Christmas, The Great Waldo Pepper with Robert Redford, and 92 in the Shade, directed by her husband at the time, Tom McGuane. For a while, Margot stepped away from Hollywood to raise their daughter, Maggie, but the marriage didn't last. After the divorce, she was ready for a comeback. Her new agent sent her to meet a relatively unknown director named Richard Donner, who just so happened to be working on a superhero movie. Margot auditioned and became Lois Lane. When Superman hit theaters in 1978, Margot's life changed forever. The film was a cultural phenomenon, and she was instantly famous around the world. But fame didn't fix the cracks underneath. It only made them deeper. Margot had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder in her 20s, though at the time it was often misdiagnosed as schizophrenia. She tried everything to manage it: therapy, medication, even self-medicating with drugs and alcohol, but nothing truly worked. When Superman came out, I really struggled to cope with it, she later admitted. It felt like I had to wear this fake smile whenever I was out in public. I wasn't great at it. I had to hide my manic depression. I just felt unfit for the role. She kept on acting though, with roles in The Amityville Horror in 1979 and the Superman sequels released throughout the 1980s. But her personal life was unraveling. Then, in the early 1990s, a serious car accident left her unable to work. Her finances collapsed, she was deep in debt, and her mental health began to spiral out of control. And then came the breakdown that the world would never forget.
Police say when Kidder was found, she said she was afraid she was being followed, and said she feared for her life, claiming she had been assaulted. Yet police appear to think it unlikely Kidder was the victim of foul play.
We do not feel there has been a crime at this time.
And so, the mystery. Eyewitnesses can attest to the state Kidder was in when discovered.
I had to do a triple take before I could confirm, in fact, it was Margot Kidder, and I've seen virtually all her movies.
In April of 1996, Margot Kidder vanished. For 4 long days, she was missing on the streets of Los Angeles. Friends and family were frantic, but what they didn't know was that Margot had fallen into a full-blown manic episode, one that would change her life forever. She believed she was being followed, watched, and targeted by secret agents. She tore apart her home, searching for hidden transmitters. At one point, convinced she was being tracked through her teeth, she pulled several of them out. Disoriented and terrified, she fled. She slept in bushes, wandered alleys, and scavenged food from dumpsters. Finally, a homeowner in Glendale found her hiding in their backyard, filthy, barefoot, and rambling incoherently. Once police arrived, the media quickly got wind of it. The same reporters who once praised her beauty and charm now published cruel photos and headlines mocking her mental illness. "I felt like one of those women you see shouting at aliens on a street corner," she later said. "There were times I just wanted to end it all." Her public breakdown became tabloid fodder, but Margot refused to disappear. Once she recovered, she began speaking openly and bravely about her illness, using her pain to educate others. In 2001, she received the Courage in Mental Health Award from the California Women's Mental Health Policy Council. During her speech, she thanked the homeless people who had looked after her during those dark days. "They showed me kindness and empathy," she said. "They knew my struggles didn't take away from my humanity. What people really need when they're falling apart is not isolation, it's love." In her later years, Margot found peace in Montana. She acted occasionally, but became more focused on activism and politics. Inspired by her mother's socialist values, she was a fierce supporter of Bernie Sanders, and even joined the Standing Rock protests, camping for weeks in freezing weather to stand up for Native American rights. In May 2018, Margot Kidder passed away at her home. At first, it was reported that she died peacefully in her sleep. Later, it was revealed that her death was self-inflicted from an overdose of drugs and alcohol. She was just 69 years old. Margot Kidder's life was messy, brilliant, and deeply human. She was Lois Lane to millions, brave, witty, and unbreakable. But behind the fame was a woman who fought every day to keep going. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything. And please consider subscribing and sharing Recollection Road Entertainment with someone you know. As always, thank you so much for watching.